Hey fifth graders, we are here to review perimeter. So that's lesson 143 and that's what it is, a perimeter review. Last week we talked a little bit about when sometimes they'll give you two different measurements, like 12 feet 4 inches and 9 feet 8 inches, and how you have to change them all to one unit, okay? So, and right now they're gonna be telling you what to do. So like on today's, they're gonna tell you if you have to change something, you have to change it to the greater measurement. So we're gonna practice that way today. What's greater, feet or inches? Feet. So the first thing I would do is switch both of these over right here so that you're ready to plug them into your formula. So I have 12 feet 4 inches. So that's 12 feet, that's already 12 feet. Now 4 inches is just a part of a foot. So what you have to do is you have to make a fraction using what you know about inches and feet. So how many inches are in a foot? 12. And I've got 4 inches, and that's my fraction. 4/12. So I have 12 feet and 4 inches, 12 feet and 4/12 of another foot, which is 4 inches out of the 12. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to reduce this fraction because I don't want to be using these bigger numbers down here, okay? So how would I reduce this? It's a little squished, but it's going to be 12 and divide by 4 on top and bottom, 1/3. Okay, I'm going to even circle that so you can see it better. So all I've done here is instead of calling it 12 feet 4 inches, I'm now calling it 12 and 1/3 feet. Same thing. Okay, we have to do it to this as well. So I've got 9 feet, that's going to be my whole number, and I've got 8 inches. 8 is my numerator out of how many inches are in a foot? 12. So that's how you do your fraction. Right away we're going to reduce this again, so it's easier for us when we put it in down here. So here we're dividing by 4 again on top and bottom. So here I would have 9 and divide top and bottom, that would be 2/3. So 9 and 2/3 feet. Same thing, I'm just saying it all as feet instead of feet and inches together. Okay, now we're ready to start with our formula. Do you remember it? Perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Okay, let's start putting in our lengths and widths. Perimeter equals 2 times 12 and 1/3 plus 2 times 9 and 2/3. Okay, whenever we have mixed numbers like this, it'll sometimes take an extra line or two if you're showing all of your work. Okay, P equals, so here I'm putting 2/1 times, okay, now I have to change this mixed number into an improper fraction so that I can multiply. So I'm doing that first. So guys, what's 12 times 3? 36 plus 1, 37. Over what? Keep your same denominator, 3. Do the same thing. Now I have 2 again, so put 2/1 times, make this into an improper fraction. 9 times 3 is 27, plus 2, 29. Over 3. Okay, now it's time to multiply. Of course, there's nothing we can cross cancel. So we're going to be dealing with some big numbers. That's all right. So 2 times 37 is 74. And 1 times 3 is 3. So I have P equals, I solved that first parentheses, plus 2 times 29 is 58. Is that true? Yes. And then 1 times 3 is 3. Okay, now I have to add 74 plus 58 just to get my new numerator. So I'm going to stack them up. It's easier for me that way. Okay, 12, 13, 132 over 3. Oh my goodness, show them what they're seeing. In case you're wondering what that loud sound is, Josh is going to weed whack right outside where I'm videoing. And I'm not stopping, so I'll talk loud. Okay, so I have 132 over 3. I'm gonna make sure, okay? Can I leave it like that? No, I have to do division to figure out my answer. So 3 into 132. Oh my goodness, and now Jimmy's gonna start yelling at Josh. I can't. Just look at that, I'm gonna go yell. You're gonna hear me yelling at both of them. Jim, oh my gosh. Now Gus come inside and Jim come inside too. I'm not worried about that. Now I can hear you yelling on the video too. It's like Ozo Circus around here. Okay, back to this, finishing. We're almost done. Okay, 3 into 13, 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 1, bring down your 12 again, 44. After all that, we got a total with just a normal number, 44. P equals 44 what? What do we have? Feet. Sometimes math gets a little messy when we have all these fractions, but it ended up being concise and simple, 44 feet. Okay, now, I'm actually going to do 2 problems with you from your worksheet, so those are freebies. So why don't you grab your worksheet, lesson 143, and we're going to do A and E together. Okay, A is not hard, but it has the word by in it, so I thought that would be a good one for us to do together. They told us that if they put by, all that means is that they've put the width before the length. Width is always going to be a little bit shorter than the length. Does it really matter if I put them on? No, it's not actually going to matter since we're working inside of parentheses, but you're supposed to you're always supposed to put the length first, even though they put it second here. So we start with our same formula. Thankfully, we don't have to switch anything like we did here, right? P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. Okay, now we're going to plug in. Remember, length was the second one here, so P equals 2 times 46 plus 2 times, what's the width? 33. Okay, let's figure these out. 46 times 2, I'll just come over here, I can erase that later. 46 times 2 is 92. So P equals, this parentheses is solved, 92 plus 30, that's 66. And then we add them up, 92 and 66, 8 and 15. So perimeter equals 158, what? Feet. I like those ones better, don't you? They're very much shorter and quicker, but that's all right. Okay, so that's just an example. Well, that's letter A, so hopefully you did that with me. And now let's move on to letter E. I picked this one on purpose because it's like this first one, and I thought we could work together and that would help you. Okay, I'll switch colors too. So, go pink. All right, I'm doing pink for you, Brielle, and anyone else who likes pink. Okay, so I have to change this to the greater. They said that in the directions. If you looked at the directions, they said you have to change to the greater. So I'm keeping my 4 feet, and then it's going to be 8 inches over 12 inches. And then I'm gonna reduce and rewrite it. So divide by 4 on top and bottom, it would be 2/3. So it's gonna be 4 2/3. And thankfully, we don't have to do anything down here. So 4 2/3 feet. Okay, so now we're ready to start plugging them into our formula. Always starting with our formula, P equals 2 times length plus 2 times width. Okay, ready? So let's plug it in. 2 times 4 2/3. 2 times 4 2/3 in the first set of parentheses, plus 2 times 3. No fraction on that one. Okay, so here we're going to have to do a little 2 over 1 times what? 12, 13, 14 thirds. Once again, nothing that I can cross cancel. Okay, this one I'm just going to drop down because this one didn't have any fractions to deal with. We'll solve that in the next one. Okay. So here we are figuring this out. So what's 2 times 14? 28. What's 1 times 3? 3 plus 2/3 is 6. Okay, so it still looks a little crazy right now. I can't do this. I cannot add 28/3 plus 6 until I do something to the 28/3. I have to change it to a mixed number. How do I do that? With division. You take 28 divided by 3, write your remainder as a fraction. 3 goes into 28 9 times. 3 times 9 is 27. So 1/3. So I have 9 1/3 plus 6. So 9 and 6 is 15, and I have my 1/3. 15 and 1/3, perimeter equals, I gotta stick that in there, what? Feet. That one wasn't quite as crazy as that first example we did, but still a little bit crazy, so I thought we would do it together. Okay, I know this is getting long, but I wanna say one more thing to you guys about today's worksheet. I looked at the story problems, and A and D are both multiplication. I'm just telling you that. I don't know why you're laughing. Okay, A and D are both multiplication. So I'm so scared to find out why you're laughing. Okay, this one says that John can walk, letter A, John can walk to school in 3/4 of an hour, but he can ride his bike in 1/3 of that time. So you're literally just taking 1/3 times 3/4. And then jump over to letter D. Allison picked 3/4 of a bushel of green beans for her aunt. Her aunt gave her 1/5 of them. So you're gonna take 3/4 times 1/5. I'm just reminding you of that. That little word of means to multiply. Okay.